Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. My name is Taylor and today we're going to be talking about the FastPass Plus system at Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. And specifically we're talking about what the best FastPasses are at each park so that you know which ones you want to go for whenever you're making and planning your adventures in Walt Disney World. Anyways, without further ado, we're just going to hop right in. Hope you enjoy this video. Alright, here's some information about the FastPass Plus system if you haven't really used it before or you want to learn how to use it to its best advantages. So, FastPasses can be made 30 days in advance if you're not staying at a Walt Disney World resort on property. If you're staying at a resort like the Contemporary or the Grand Floridian or Port Orleans, those kinds of resorts, you can make FastPasses up to 60 days in advance. You have to have a park ticket. So as soon as you have those park tickets and it's like 60 days in advance before your trip, you want to be on the My Disney Experience app. That's Disney's Walt Disney World app. But you're going to want this app because it is extremely useful and very, very well made. So you get 3 FastPasses per day at each park. And you can use them however you want. And once you use all 3, you can make a new FastPass. So once you touch your Magic Band or your park ticket to the touch point at the FastPass system, you can pull up the app and start making a new FastPass. And that is something that I really recommend. And I recommend making your FastPasses as close to each other as you possibly can in time so that you aren't waiting for 4 hours during the day for the next FastPass, so that you can just use the FastPass system to your fullest advantages. Alright, imagine this. You've pulled up the My Disney Experience app and you're sitting at home 60 days in advance and you're like, yes, I'm ready to make my FastPasses. So what are you going to make your FastPasses for at Magic Kingdom? Well, here's 3 that I think are the most important ones to make. The Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is the first one that I really recommend. It's not a long ride, but the wait time is exceedingly long, sometimes upwards of 200 minutes. It's crazy, but it's the new ride that's based off of Snow White, and it's smack dab in the middle of Fantasyland. You want to make a FastPass for this, if you can. Hands down, it's the one you gotta make. If you're a Peter Pan fan like myself, you'll definitely want to get a FastPass for Peter Pan's Flight, because that one also has an extremely long wait most of the day. And again, it's such a simple ride, but like, it's so fun to fly through London and fly some, and so I really recommend getting a FastPass for that because you won't want to miss it. The third FastPass that you'll really want to get for that day is a toss-up between 3 of the major wait time rides. So Splash Mountain, if you are a fan of getting wet, that one is really fun and it is a really long ride. It's like 12 minutes long and you're in air conditioned and then you get wet. But if you are a fan of like those wet rides that have drops and thrills, then that is one that I really recommend. If you're not a fan of getting wet, Space Mountain is really, really awesome. If you're not sure what that one is, it's a space ride. Essentially, you get on a spaceship and you fly through the darkness of space. And you can't see anything. It's pitch black, and so you don't know when a turn's coming. This one doesn't go upside down. It's not terribly scary. It's just kind of thrilling to be in the dark on a roller coaster. And then the last one that's a toss-up is Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. See, it's all these mountains. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is an outdoor one that is a runaway railroad. And it's super fun and super loud, actually. Those are the 3 that are kind of the toss-up on the last one. The major ones that you want to get are Peter Pan's Flight and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train over in Fantasyland. Alright, so our next park that we're going to be talking about is Animal Kingdom. At Animal Kingdom, there are 2 FastPasses that you really want to get, and that is Flight of Passage. That's the new ride over in Pandora, the world of Avatar, that opened up May of 2017. And you also want Rivers of Light. That is a show in the evening time, and if you don't have a FastPass, you end up waiting like an hour and a half sometimes for a spot. Or you kind of wait and it doesn't fill up, but yet you're still waiting for it. So FastPass kind of saves your spot in a very nice spot of the lagoon. Expedition Everest could be your 3rd FastPass. It has a single rider line, which is usually like 5 to 10 minutes long. And if you're okay with splitting up with your family, that can allow you to ride the ride 8 or 10 times using the single rider line. As long as you're okay with splitting up your family a little bit, it's really fun. The single rider line is such a great thing to use, and not all attractions have it, but Expedition Everest does, and so I recommend using that. The safari in Africa can tend to have like a 5-minute wait in the evening time, which is a new addition. They used to not have the safari open at nighttime, but now they do, and so you can ride it, and you don't really need a fast pass for it. Alright, our next park is Epcot. So this one is one of those exception parks. It's kind of difficult because the ones that I recommend getting are both one of the main e-ticket attractions. You can only have one fast pass. You can only have one fast pass of the one or the other. You can't hold a fast pass for two of those rides. It's Test Track, Frozen, and Soarin' that are all those e-ticket attractions. And the other rides that don't really need those are the ones that have the shorter lines. So you don't really need to worry about making a fast pass for Nemo and Friends, Frozen, and Soarin'. Those are the two rides that I recommend getting a fast pass for. Frozen is a ride that you do not want to miss. The animatronics inside that ride are some of the best animatronics that I have ever seen. Elsa is so lifelike and so real. And you are seeing Elsa, and you're seeing Anna, and you're seeing Olaf. They are real there. They're so cool, and it's so wonderful. Test Track and Soarin' have fast passes normally throughout the day, so if you get a Frozen fast pass, you are like set. You're set because you can use it, and then you can get a fast pass for Test Track and for Soarin'. Test Track has a single rider line that I also talked about with Expedition Everest. If you're okay with splitting up your family, you can end up waiting 15 minutes when the line is like an hour and a half long, and so you just have that experience of like getting in and riding it. If you're ready to ride a ride, then like it's worth it. Alright, and our last park that we're going to be talking about is Disney's Hollywood Studios, which is kind of in an upheaval right now. Because they're doing all the renovations, adding Star Wars Land, which is called Galaxy's Edge, and Toy Story Land, those things are kind of making everything a little wonky. And so not bringing up the fact that the new attractions in Toy Story Land are opening soon, you'll be able to make those fast passes soon enough. I'm going to say, obviously, once fast passes are able to be made for Toy Story Land, I recommend getting the fast passes for those because you might not get to ride them if you don't have a fast pass. At Hollywood Studios, again like Epcot, they have the e-ticket attraction style thing where you can only have one fast pass at a time for the three main attractions, which are Tower of Terror, Toy Story's Midway Mania, and the Rock and Roller Coaster. Barring all that, I personally recommend getting a fast pass for Midway Mania. It's the same style as Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin over in Magic Kingdom. However, it's more interactive in the sense that it's got some 4D things where air blows into your face, you're wearing 3D glasses, and you just rack up points. And it's really fun because you have like a restraint, and it almost feels like you're on a roller coaster. Rock and Roller Coaster has a single rider line. However, that line is honestly one of the longest single rider lines that there are. One time I saw the single rider line at 70 minutes, and I was like, I'm not riding that. I'm not wasting my time. If you really like roller coasters, Rock and Roller Coaster is one to really go for. Tower of Terror, on the other hand, is absolutely terrifying for some people. However, if you like drops and you like creepy mixed together, that one I recommend getting completely. But Toy Story Mania is one that you really want to get first, and then you can kind of make those other fast passes during the day. Hollywood Studios has a fast pass for Fantasmic, which is their nighttime show separate from the Star Wars fireworks. It is a show with Mickey Mouse, and there's like water projections, and it's amazing. And so I highly recommend getting a fast pass for that. Alright everyone, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe down below as well. Comment what your favorite rides to get a fast pass on are, and I hope you all have a magical day and a magical week. Thank you so much for watching.